All right. Welcome in, everyone. This is going to be a very interesting Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session, just with the setup that we have on stage here this evening. We're very excited to have Ruby joining us here. I would say 330, but extending outside that area code into Western Pennsylvania, a 724 local musician joining us here in front of a room full of Summit members for, again, another Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session. Ruby, we've been working on squaring this date away here for quite some time. We're very happy to have you here. Welcome to Studio C.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Lots to ask you about, lots to get to know you about. But first, let's start with a song. What do you have for us first here?
This is a song I wrote about being stubborn. It's called Set in All My Ways. Don't shut the door, don't say goodbye. Ain't gonna change, might as well cry. I'm set in all my ways. You keep on saying what you said before. Tell me what you're waiting for. I'm set in all my ways. Well, don't you ever get tired of being bored? Home every day at 3:45 while the sun still shine outside your door. Might as well be walking out. I ain't gonna sit here and watch you pout. I'm set in all my ways. What's going on in the world today? They can save it for a rainy day. I'm set in all my ways. And I guess it's always been this way. Sitting around inside the house, waiting for the sun to ever come out. Don't slam the door, don't say goodbye. When you hear my name, you can say you tried. I'm set in all my ways. Yes, I'm set in all my ways.
Ruby joining us here for another Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session. Ruby comes to us all the way from out in Western Pennsylvania and performing live coming up later this month, Saturday, June 21st at Birdfish Brewing in Columbiana. And Ruby, you're here in Ohio today. You live in Sharon, Pennsylvania, but you were born and raised in Morgantown, West Virginia. I'm guessing you spent most of your childhood there. What kind of memories do you have as a kid growing up in Morgantown, West Virginia?
Well, I started playing violin when I was 3.5, classical violin, and that sounds impressive, but it was a lot of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and easy things like that. But,
right.
And my dad played in a rock band, so occasionally, so I was exposed to some of their favorite songs like the Beatles and the Kinks and things like that, and so there's always music around.
Did you spend your entire childhood though in Morgantown?
Yes, I didn't leave there until I was about 29. I ended up in Key West, and I have songs about that.
Wow. I've been to Key West. That's a pretty fun time down there.
Yeah. Being the only sober person in Key West is a different kind of perspective.
That's true. That's true. You have a lot in front of you here. I mean, there's a lot of
lots of gadgets and doodads.
Gadgets and gizmos and knobs to be twiddled and messed around with.
I think I started out with 2, and then
down there you utilize
multiplied.
A lot of looping with the pedals down there at your feet. How does all that stuff work?
Hopefully it works. That's
right.
just want it to work.
Yeah.
Well, I played in a duo for many years, and actually used to come up from West Virginia and play in Youngstown. That was kind of my introduction to the area.
Yeah.
But I had arrangements for some of my songs that were with guitar and So sometimes I live loop with the guitars, and I recorded all my own loops, so
Yeah.
I can have, my old arrangements the way I'm used to.
Well, and one of the artists that I first remember seeing do that in a live setting and kind of being blown away by it was KT Tunstall. She would build an entire song like Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. She'd build it from the ground up by claps and then stomps and then tapping on her guitar and all that. And you become a one-person band that way. And it's pretty cool that you can just come up with something like that and have it all under yourself, under one roof, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah. Technology has helped us to be more antisocial, for sure.
Well, Ruby is joining us here, Western PA local musician, and performing live again Saturday, June 21st at Birdfish Brewing in Columbiana. Ruby, let's do another song. What do you have for us next here?
Well, this is a tune I wrote a while ago, and it's on one of my albums, but I came up with this kind of, I call it the Red Bull version. Kind of sped it up a little bit, and it's about spending all my whole life in honky-tonks. There was one bar in West Virginia that was really smoky, and these coal miners used to come see me play, and they said, "We can't breathe in here." So when the coal miners can't breathe, then you know that it's pretty bad. So that helped inspire this song. This is called "Start at the Bottom." Dirt dives and pool holes weren't where we needed to be. Trying to make a living selling our homemade CDs. Call home to Papa says, when are you gonna be on TV? As soon as someone takes liking to me. I played some places so smoky that you couldn't see. Played in the sports bar, everyone's watching TV. Played in some places I swore were some kind of trap. Got to start at the bottom and never look back. Wondering what they should believe. Never mind playing for tips where the people were kind. Do mind playing for cold kids who are out of their minds. I played some places so smoky that you couldn't breathe. Played in a sports bar, everyone's watching TV. Played in some places I swore was some kind of trap. Gotta start at the bottom and never look back. If you wanna be a star, gotta start at the bottom and never look back.
That is Ruby, one of our local artists from, outside of Ohio, just past the border into Western PA.
Just 2 miles.
Just a couple miles, literally just across the border. Ruby joining us for a Wayside Furniture, Blind & Sons Studio C session, and sharing some songs and stories with our Summit members in attendance, performing live coming up soon, Saturday, June 21st at Birdfish Brewing in Columbiana. Ruby, we were just talking about all the gizmos on stage, the looping pedals, the the knobs and such that you have up there right next to you. But you're now on your third instrument that you've just picked up here. I mean, I sort of realized also that you are very well versed in a lot of everything, actually. I mean, you play cello, mandolin, bass, piano, viola, ukulele. That's a lot. Talk about versatility. I mean, that's a lot to pick up and know and play well.
Strings, yeah. Strings are the thing. I don't mess with woodwinds. The only wind instrument I play is the kazoo, and I feel it might be one of my favorite instruments.
Kazoos are always fun, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have a kazoo song today, but if you come out and see me, you would definitely see some kazoo playing.
There you go. But really though, that's a lot that you are able to play, and I mean, with all of those, they're all similar stringed instruments, like you said. Was any one of those harder than any of others, and than any other instrument to learn and perfect?
Well, maybe oddly enough, the ukulele was the last of those and it's a mandolin and a violin have the same string structure, and the guitars, also, strings are a fifth apart, but the ukulele is just totally its own thing, and some of the chord structures are the same, but they have different values, if that makes sense. So it's
placement of fingers on chords and all that.
Yeah, it's not as congruent as the other ones.
Well, it's also a 4-string micro guitar, basically, with its own different sound.
Yeah, and I really enjoy playing it. There's a lot of one-finger chords. Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah. Well, with all that being said, and all these instruments that you play, and all of this stuff in front of you here, and the looping pedals, and the talent that you have, you've really sort of made a name for yourself in how you describe yourself. So when people who are, maybe some people in the room here, people who might be completely unfamiliar with your music, and they end up meeting you, and they ask you, what kind of music do you play? What do you respond to them with? How do you describe your sound to them?
I tell them I play mountain soul music. It's because they see the fiddle and they think, well, maybe you play bluegrass. But when I was a young adult, I was really into early blues music, and country's always been kind of around. And some of my songs have a country feel, but it's hard. You don't want to say, oh, I play all kinds of music. So mountain soul, I thought, kind of describes the bluesy rock and roll side and the country old-timey side, and it's just all kind of combined. Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, mountain soul music is how you describe it.
Well, I made my website, mountainsoulmusic.com, and if you look for me on social media, it's Ruby-Mountain Soul Music, because there are other Rubies out there, and that's the way to distinguish.
Well, I think that's a good summary of what you just said, because again, you're pulling different influences from like Appalachian roots, where you come from, originally in West Virginia, and again, like rock, blues, country, jazz, old-timey type of thing, and a little bit of honky-tonk in there. I mean, all that stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty well-rounded genre summary, and
you have to tell them something when they ask. You have to say something. You can't just run away. You have to tell them something.
Well, maybe you just invented your own subgenre, and if that's the case,
perhaps I kind of thought I invented it, and then I forgot or discovered that Patti Loveless had an album called Mountain Soul around the time "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" came out.
Well, if Patti Loveless was dabbling in it, you have defined it. How about that?
Well, and then I listened to the album, and I thought it sounded more like bluegrass to me. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Anyway.
Clarification is everything.
Which is great, but
Yes. Well, Ruby is joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session for our Summit members. Great songs and just great playing from her as well. Let's do another one. Ruby, what do you have for us next, song-wise?
Well, this is one you might have heard on the Summit. I know I get text messages when you play it. People say, I'm listening to you. Anyway, this is I started writing this a long time ago, and I was probably in a bit of a Woody Guthrie phase, so it's a little bit more folky. But I was kind of, I didn't watch a lot of TV, but when I did watch TV, I might be at my parents' house, and there's just one ad after another of all these different drugs, and I started collecting names of drugs, and then I eventually had to stop because it was never going to end. So this is a kind of a song poking fun at our, targeted ad campaigns that we have to suffer through when we watch television. I've done everything, man. I've done everything, man. I've done Axiomo, Metazone, Cortisone, Zydeco, Androgel, Oragel, Massengale. I have my fill. Prilosec, Zyrtec, Desonex, Triple X, Amplify, Astroglide, Cyanide, Abilify, Fluoride, Chloride, Iodine, Calamine, Tylenol, Midol, Aerosol, Molotov, Cetical, Respradol. Anytime I try to mow, Exciterin, Ephedrine, Adrenaline, Acetophen, Benzodrine, Sudafed, Atavans and sedatives, Oxycodone, Melatonin, Hydromorphone, Ambien, Psilocybin, Tetracycline, Prednisone, and Vicodin, Seroflor, Veridol, Fentanyl, Methadone, Clonazepam, Depakote, Lamsitol, rum and coke, caffeine, codeine, saline, NutraSweet, Zildjiang, Orange Tang, Rhino Horn, Orangutan, Amputol, Claridol, Allegra, got it at the mall, Viagra, Niagara, Percocets, a start to stagger, Klonopin, a lot of it, many thins and Dilaudid, Ibuprofen, Ariset, Coumadin, and Vivarin, testosterone, tryptophan, aspartame, warfarin, Prozac, Big Max, Ritalin, heart attacks, Lunesta, Capabate, Chantix, and elevators, Lexapro, Lyrica, Celebrex, barbiturates, Advil, sleeping pills, Theraflu, puppy mills, Mylanta, Oxycontin, baby aspirin, Endoprox, azithromycin, nitroglycerin, chloroform, and EpiPen, Trinester, Forester, red wine with Pope Leo's blessings, Sensodyne, Simplify, and that's when I try to drive Sudafed, Claritin, Symbicort, Microgest, and Mucinex, Bowflex, and quantities no one could guess. Halcyon, Wobegon, and then I don't know what I'm on. The Tudor, Bermuda, Sylvitra, Rasputin, Juvederm, whale sperm, Cetaphil, gummy worms, Ditropan, Legolam, Restasis, Xanax, but I can hardly get out of bed from all these side effects. Nausea, vomiting, frequency, urinate, itchiness, bitchiness, unable to concentrate, irrational, unfashionable, can't stop moving my legs, maybe prone to blabbermouth, Boy Scouts and deviled eggs, increased amount of fainting, inability of waiting, bruising underneath the eyes, losing on gambling sides, cruising alleys for black tar in the middle of the night. If there's anything else that I might like to try, I bet I can get it from my water supply. Radium, barium, nitrogen, selenium, iron ore, copper kettle, soft core, heavy metal, silica, nickel, charcoal, mercury. So what if the kids get cancer and your brain surgery? Pesticides, thalidomide, raining in the air. And so what if it makes the little girls lose all her hair? We know something's wrong when we're the ones who wear the scabs. We know something's wrong when we're nothing more than lab rats. Pack the pills that pay the bills, no matter who it kills. Now hold on now, the FDA just had them all repealed. You know there ought to be a law. These big pharma's got it all.
Well, that was kind of unbelievable. That takes a lot to remember in the right order. And I think I have several of those items in my medicine cabinet at home, in my bathroom. Wow, yeah. That's also... You could even write a song about just the side effects they list once they get through the actual commercial.
I played that once in a brewery, and somebody said, "No, you should do a song with all the side effects."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that was the last third of the song.
We have a doctor in the house. I don't know if that's giving him PTSD from filling out prescriptions or not, but yeah. Ruby, joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session, coming to us from Sharon, Pennsylvania, and performing live Saturday, June 21st at Birdfish Brewing in Columbiana. Ruby, there's a story that I want to touch upon here that I want you to sort of bring up, if you would. You're kind of a regular at the old historic Manicure Club in Sharon, Pennsylvania, but you also have a rather unique relationship at that place with someone who's here with you. How is that? Describe that relationship, if you would.
Well, it's I got married at the Manicure to the manager of the Manicure, and I met him at the Manicure, And
now he's your manager.
And he helps so much with everything that I do, from booking the shows and driving the van, and he designs the T-shirts and the CD covers, and I don't know how I would do this without his help. So thank you, Jeff, with one F.
Well, how about that? Let's give it up for Jeff. That's teamwork.
He's turned into a bit of a promoter himself, and they're using the hall for some touring acts. Like one of my favorite bands, the Hot Club of Cowtown's coming there Tuesday, June 24th. And
they're from Austin, Texas, as I understand?
Yes, and I've enjoyed their music for a long time, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Well, I also understand that you even bartend there a little bit in your spare time, if you have any spare time. And
I get to,
that's sort of a front row seat, right?
That's my trick. I get to see the shows if I bartend, so I get to sneak into the shows and bartend.
Yeah.
So, and it was, although I'm a part-time bartender, I was trained by the best, so.
There you go. You guys are the glue that holds that place together, it seems. But again, with all that we talked about and all of the different musical instruments you play, what were some of your biggest personal music influences growing up that sort of helped shape your sound?
Wow. Well, it definitely went through phases over time. I remember my mom had this, she had lots of cleaning house music, you put on.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and one of them that made a big impression on me when I was learning to play guitar was Amy Lou Harris at the Ryman. And I learned a bunch of those songs, and she introduced me to so many great of my favorite songwriters like Steve Earle, and that was a great jumping off point because, she's on top of being a performer and singer, she's kind of a music curator.
Sure.
And lots of people have discovered, other musicians through her.
Well, you can't go wrong with Emmylou Harris and Steve Earle.
Yes.
I mean, that's a great start right there. And I would say those two have certainly shaped your sound, as you call it, mountain soul music.
And later, like Gillian Welsh and Lucinda Williams
Sure.
and people like that. But I went through a big Blind Willie McTell phase and like a big Kinks phase, and you just never know what I'll get obsessed with.
Yeah, all the good stuff and how it sort of comes to you at different phases of your life. That's the beauty of music. It can be, new music that's new at the time, or new music that's old but new to you. And I love all those influences. That totally makes sense. We are joined by Ruby, a terrific singer-songwriter from Western PA, joining us here in a room full of Summit members for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session. And we have a couple more songs that we're going to close out with here. Why don't you let us know what you got coming up here?
This was maybe my most classic country sounding song that I wrote. And I'm kind of a lone wolf as a songwriter. I don't really write with other people, not on purpose. It just worked out that way. When I was in Austin, I was hanging out with a bunch of songwriters, and somebody said this phrase I remembered, you can't copyright a title. And that's true. Anybody could write a song called Yellow Submarine or Gimme Shelter, and it's completely legal. It's, you can't copyright a title of a song. Well, later on, a friend of mine was embroiled in a social media battle with some people, and they were being mean, and I wanted to fire back, but not on the internet. And one of them made the grave mistake of saying, well, I've been working on this song, Burning Bridges, for a while. And I'm like, great, thank you. And so what's ironic is they were kind of fighting about intellectual property, and I could tell they didn't know much about it from the argument. So I took the song title, and I wanted to make it the best song title I could out of what they gave me. So this is Burning Bridges. So you see fit to play the victim now. Let's just pretend that you weren't kicking me when I was down and out. It's not enough you take from me what gives me life and pride. You have to go and try and make the whole world see your side. You're burning bridges now. You're a friend I can do without. Going on your witch hunt and sounding like a clown. You're burning bridges now. Set fire to the whole town. And you'll be the first one falling, 'cause you're burning bridges now. Started building, but you're playing with dynamite. I always love the view. No, I don't mind the heights. Before you start jumping off, won't you listen to me twice? You're so concerned about getting burned, you wouldn't listen to my advice. So you're burning bridges now. Set fire to the whole town. You can't pretend to be my friend when you're trying to blow me out. You're burning bridges now. Going nowhere anyhow. And you'll be the first one falling, 'cause you're burning bridges now. Oh, you'll be the first one falling, 'cause you're burning bridges now. Thank you.
Ruby joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session, and closing us out here with a couple songs. That was yeah, I think that song "Burning Bridges," maybe that settled the argument, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, you know, if you're real protective of your song titles, maybe don't put them out there like that.
Lesson learned.
Well, yeah. Frenemies.
Right.
Anyway, I think we're cool now. Anyway, this is a tune from my first CD, and you know, I kind of had a lifetime of songs to try to record and put out there. So some of these songs are newer than the ones on my last CD, but I really like this song because I've always been, you know, inspired by poetry. When I was a little kid, I loved T.S. Eliot and things like that. But this is kind of the romantic tune that I don't play very often, just because I don't want people to, you know, shout over it and be ignored. So I only play it if people are listening. But this one's called "Fire Missing Oxygen." Brother, where have you been? I've been dying since you left. Don't you wonder how I've been? Don't you care about me at all? I've been missing you like fire misses oxygen. I dream of kissing you, then I wake up numb. There's nowhere to run, and it's all left undone. You don't listen well, you don't hear what I say. I guess I can tell, but you don't wanna play. But I love you like the raindrops love gravity, like my tongue loves salt, like the moon loves the sea. And you're that far from me, and finally touched, I could no longer ignore. 'Cause every time we touched, I just wanted to touch you more. But I love you like the morning sun loves purity, like the mountains love the wind, like the creatures love the trees, like silence loves speech, and the rich love poverty, like the police love a snitch, like the crow loves tragedy. Ask yourself the reasons why some stories go untold. Does it hurt too much to say, or does no one want to know? I've been missing you like fire misses oxygen, like stop signs miss the octagon, like peace misses the pentagon, like fire missing oxygen. Thank you. Okay. This is one I do play in a noisy bar. It's another one off my first CD. There's only 5 copies left, but I'm sure we'll reorder more, however long that takes. But I was real interested in old school rock and roll at the time. I was playing piano and I was trying to play Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis songs and trying to get my piano chops down, but so it was written on a piano, but this is kind of old style rock and roll song. I found out later from watching the History Channel that, well, this song's called Do What You Will. I found out that was the motto of a medieval Scottish swingers club. Oh, the things we used to learn on the History Channel. Okay. All right. Here we go. That's all right, baby. Do what you will. That's all right, baby. Do what you will. 'Cause if you hang around here, baby, you may get yourself killed. Do what you want, baby. I won't pay you no mind. Do what you want, baby. I won't pay you no mind. Well, I try to love you, baby, but you only wasting my time. Ooh, that's alright. Yeah, baby, it's alright. You sure are pretty, baby. Yes, you do look fine. You sure are pretty, baby. Yes, you do look fine. Guess I should know better that you could be mine. So that's alright, baby. Won't do you no wrong. That's alright, baby. Won't do you no wrong. But you just wouldn't stay home.
Very good, honoring the roots and the beginnings of rock and roll, right? I mean, you mentioned Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, those are foundational figures in the history of the genre there, and a nice tribute right there indeed. Let's give a nice round of applause again for one of the greats in the Youngstown, Western PA listening audience, local music scene, Ruby, everyone. for a terrific Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session.
Thank you all for being here.